Hey guys, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we'll share some of the tips and tricks on the Xiaomi Redmi Note. So the Xiaomi Redmi Note was announced a couple of weeks back and now it's available exclusively on Flipkart. So it's priced 899 and it's a device with really impressive specs: Octa processor, 5.5-inch HD display, 13 megapixel camera, 3200 mAh battery. So all in all, this is a really high-end spec device. So we'll share some of the tips and tricks. So this runs Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean. So it's already an outdated version, but still it runs MIUI version 5. So we'll share some of the tips and tricks on this device. So let's start off the tips and tricks with the lock screen. So in the lock screen there are a couple of things you can do. So first is once you're in the lock screen, you can double tap the lock icon and then you can start the music player. So whenever you want to start the music, you don't have to unlock the phone and open the music player app. Instead, just double tap the lock icon and you can see it will turn into a music player where you have the controls, the play, the next track and the previous track. And if you double tap again, it will come back to the original lock screen. So that was one important aspect with the lock screen. Secondly, if you see, you can see the home button here. So once you're in the lock screen, just press and hold the home button and you can see the torch getting enabled. So you can see the icon here, torch is enabled, and you can see the flashlight. So that's a quick way to access the torch. So once you switch on the display, then again it will be back to normal. So those are the two tricks you can do on the lock screen. Now coming back to the home screen, if you just press and hold anywhere on the home screen, you have this option to customize the widgets, wallpapers and extra. So you can see here you can move apps. So that's the best way to rearrange apps. So you can see here you can edit and add more home screens, and you can see the widgets. So when you click widgets, you can see the list of widgets. You can just drag and drop the widgets onto the home screen. Apart from that, you have these wallpapers. We have a lot of custom wallpapers. You can download wallpapers or you can browse the store and get more wallpapers. Then you have the effects. So these are transition effects. So there are lots of transition effects included. Say for example, if you look here, you can see the transition effects in action. So whichever you feel looks good for you, you can just enable those effects. So these are the options available here. Now let's go to the notification center. So this has a beautiful notification center, and you can see the toggles available here. So at the end of this toggle, you have this mode icon. So hit the mode icon. You can see a lot of other toggles here. So these are the other toggles. So you can see here. So you can see here 11 toggles above the display are active. So these are the active toggles. And if you want to add some other toggle and then remove something else available there. So if you want to rearrange the toggle, that means if you want to change the order, or if you want to add some other items from the toggles, so you can just press here and then drag and drop onto this center, and you can see some other toggle will come down. So only 11 toggles are available. So based on that, you can customize the toggles. And if you go to the notification, click here, you can see different styles of layout. So first is the page layout, then you have the bar layout. The bar layout has these icons positioned at the bottom. The page layout is what we showed right now. Then you can additionally add connection speed, that is the 3G speed or the data connection speed available. So you can also show data usage info, and in the additional settings you can see you can show service provider. So in case you want to show the network service provider, you can enable that. So these are the options available in the notification settings. Now let's go to the settings. So this is the general settings. So here we have lots of steps. So first step, we have this more option, so where you can configure VPN and enable portable hotspot and also Wi-Fi displays. That means you can connect our display via Wi-Fi. So those are the options available there. Now let's go to the display. So under the display you have the normal set of options, that is brightness, wallpapers and other stuffs. So those are the common things. Now here you can, if you see the bottom, prevent pocket dials. So this is one important aspect. So you can see here lock phone automatically when you place in the pocket. So whenever you put the phone in the pocket, the display might turn on automatically and then it might waste your battery. So in case that happens, you can just enable prevent pocket dials. So whenever you put this mode on, and if you put the device in the pocket, it will be automatically locked to prevent any dials. So that is another good option. Now if you go to the security, you have one important option, that is install apps from other sources. So you can enable this option, that's app installation from unknown sources, like installing APK is enabled. So that is one good option here. So this is available in all Android phones, but we are just showing you how to access this. Then you have the do not disturb option. So the do not disturb mode will prevent calls and notifications that arrive while your phone is locked. That will be automatically silenced. So in case you are in a meeting, this option is pretty handy, and if you just turn this on all calls, and the SMS will be muted. Then you can schedule do not disturb time. Say for example, if you have a meeting or something like a daily task where you need your phone to be in silent mode, so you can enable this, and you can set the time. So every day at this particular time your phone will not accept any calls or messages. So that's the scheduling option. Then you have even exceptions you can set. So even if you set this do not disturb mode, you can set exception that if you receive a call from a particular person, you can still answer it. So those are the exceptions. You can select exception from the contact list. So in case of repeated calls from the same ID which has been silenced, you can do whatever is required. So ring when receiving a second call from the same number within 3 minutes, then it will be ringing instead of muting. So those options are there. So this do not disturb is a really useful option if you attend quite a lot of meetings on a regular basis. So that's one good option. Next up, we have the battery. So in the battery you can see the battery usage. So if you click battery usage, you can enable CPU power saving mode, that's limit the maximum CPU performance to conserve battery and lower device temperature. So that option is there, and you can also see what all options are taking up your battery. So that option is there. Then battery indicator, so you can enable graphical mode. Then you have the percentage, so you can see the percentage being displayed here. Then you also have a top bar, so this is another bar which shows the battery usage, or you can come back to the graphical mode. Next up, you can see the option buttons. So these are basically how to configure these 3 capacitive touch buttons. So we can see that the 3 buttons, the long press option is there. So whenever you long press a particular key, these 3 keys, what has to be the task that has to be performed is defined here. So if you long press the menu key, it will show the recent apps tray. If you long press the home button, it will open Google Now. And if you if you long press the back button, nothing is configured. So you can select from here. You can select recent apps, launch assistant, launch Google Now, close current apps. So these options are there, and you can also set the long press time. So it's currently 0.5 seconds. Apart from that, in this lock screen you have this option long press back button to take photo in the lock screen. Then you can disable power button menu, wake up with volume buttons. That is when you press the volume button, this display will wake up. And you can see button light that can be turned on and off. The button light settings, this set as 5 seconds. That is the button light settings are here. Next up, we'll show you the notification light. So that is the pulse notification light that is available here. So the pulse notification light for the Redmi Note is on the top, so you can enable that light, and you can also change the color. So there are lots of options here. You can change the color of the notification light, and you can also select a custom light color for calls as well as messages. If you scroll down, you can see the light mode here. So light mode is basically a simplified home screen and menus, and you can access it using it will reboot the phone, and it will be just like a Windows phone with a lot of tiles and very simplified interface. So this is useful for elderly people. If they are confused with a lot of menus and options, you can enable the light mode. Now in the home screen there is one useful feature of multitasking, that is or rather you can clear all the apps in one go. So if you press and hold the menu button, you can see this option. So here you can see all the running apps in the background. So here there are a couple of things to understand. So one is it will show you the free memory, that's 446 MB is free out of the 2 GB available. That's one thing. Secondly, if you want to close all apps, you can just hit this button and it will be clean all the apps from the background, and it will reclaim your memory. So that's one option. Second is if you want a particular app to be running still in the background by clearing other apps, what you can do is just swipe this app to the bottom, and you can see a lock icon here. So this means if this app will not be cleared off from the memory once you hit this button, and it will be still available in the background. So just if you don't want the app to be available in the background, just swipe down and it will be closed again. So now let's just see these 2 apps are locked, and if I hit this button, you can see all the apps are cleared. Now you can see here only 2 apps are running, and if you want to clear this, just swipe down and release the lock and then hit the button again. So that means the memory is cleared and all the background running apps are being removed from the background. So that's another hugely useful option. Then you have the security option. So you can see here a lot of settings available here. So cleaner will check whether there is junk files or cache or add files and packages. Those things are residual, so you can clear them and improve the storage capacity. So that's really useful. Then you can set the data usage. So if you're on a 3G plan which is limited, you can always set the 3G data usage. Another option is the block list. So block list allows you to add users to the block list. Say for if you're getting a lot of spam calls, you can add that particular number to the block list and the device will block those calls. Then apart from that, you have the power manager. So here we have lots of options. So power manager is very useful tool. You can see here, you can see the battery configuration. So in the battery configuration, you have three options. One is the default option that's currently running, and second is marathon, that's disable Wi-Fi and mobile data, and third one is the sleep mode, that is disable all functions, calls, messaging, Wi-Fi and mobile data except for the alarm. So these are the three options available. So based on your usage, you can you can select one. So if you can also add a new configuration, that means you can have a custom configuration. That's really useful tool. You can create a battery configuration. That means if you select that option, whatever is being configured by you will be only available. So that's really useful. Second is auto switch. That means you can automatically switch to a particular mode. Say if you're running out of battery and if it is 20% or 10% and you want to switch to your configuration. So we have showed you the configuration. You can enable auto switch and you can see if battery is low, switch to that particular mode. So if all the configurations which is available here or configured by you will be shown here, and you can switch to that particular mode when the auto switch option is enabled. So you can select here, you can have a 10% and goes up to 50%. That's how you can configure. Then if the battery recovers, switch back to the particular normal mode. So that is the auto switch. Then you have the schedule mode. You can schedule battery saving mode based on your usage. Say for example, during night, if you're not using the phone on a regular basis, you can switch on the power saving mode so that the battery remains. So those options are also here. Next up, you have this virus scanner. So that is nothing to explain here. It will scan for viruses and other files in your phone. Then finally you have the permissions. You can see the permission manager. You can manage app permissions and also give root permission in case your phone is rooted. Now another option in this Redmi Note is that you can have themes. So you can see here lots of themes are included. So you can see the featured category, then you have the popular categories and also local themes. So local themes are the ones you have on your phone. If you go to the featured, you can see the new themes. So if you go to category, you can see the edit theme option. So here we have almost everything you want to customize. That's lock screen, lock style, icons, home screen, ringtones, notification, alarm style. You can even change the phone, status bar, boot animation, boot audio. So everything on the phone can be customized, starting from wallpapers to the favorite tray, dial pad, boot animation, almost everything you can change it from here. So that's really power of customization. So that is another useful tool which is included. So for themes, you need to create an user ID with me, and then you can start using the themes. So these are some of the tips and tricks on the Xiaomi Redmi Note. Hope you liked this video. If you have any specific questions on this video, just drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. And finally, thanks for watching this video.